The aha moment came for me after I failed a lot. I did it, in business when I was doing things my way. And I was reading a lot. Like, I was still reading, I was read Tony Robbins, or read this person, read Brian Tracy, read this, read that business person. And I did all that. And then I was taking pieces here, pieces there, pieces here, and I was trying to implement them all. And when they weren't working, I was unaware of it. So I'm like, well, I've got to find a way to not only practice what I'm learning, I need to be able to be aware if it's not, and how to make that sudden change in direction. And that's when the influence piece really became a big part of it. Because if you can understand people, understand communication, because then just influence is not the only thing. So we focus a lot on influence, but influence means communication. Influence can mean how you lead. What qualities do you have? As an example, if you've ever heard of the leadership compass, but there's a leadership compass. And the leadership compass is just like a compass, directional compass. Anybody not know what a compass is? Thank the Lord I do. I just barely learned that, I think. You're like, I'm not sure if I do or not. So no sense of direction. Well, then you need a compass. That's perfect. Then you need a compass. That's perfect. So leadership compass, right, is literally like a compass, and you've got in the center there's a dot. And in that dot is called self-leadership. So there's levels of leadership, which is what I had to learn. And you've got south down here, north up top. Pay attention. North, south, and you've got west and east. The only reason I know west is here and east is there is because it spells we. So west is on the left, E is on the right. And there's levels. You've got this. You have the self-leadership in the center, because if we don't lead ourselves, we can't lead others. So that's my aha moment came was, I'm expecting my team to be a certain way, certain qualities. I want them to be on time. I want you to be passionate. I want you to get goal getting. I want you to. And then I read another book. I think this was from Tony Robbins, or I heard him say it. He's very direct, which is why I like him for me. I don't like being that direct to everybody. So he said, you want all these things, but are you doing them? If you're not doing them, you can't expect to lead people that do them, right? They're not going to do that if you don't do it. So self-leadership is the centerpiece. That's us. Then you got south. You got south, and that means that's positional, right? The people that we manage underneath us, they do what we want them to do because they have to. Now we think that's what we want, right? We're at the top. No, that's actually the lowest form of leadership is positional. Because they do it because they have to. They don't get paid, right? You take their paycheck away, you tell them don't clock out, don't clock in, whatever. That's why they follow you. The minute they walk out the door, you become an 8 leader down to a 2 because they don't care anymore, because they don't need it that day. Then you've got the line across from west to east. The line across from west to east now is peer leadership. Peer leadership. So that means you think, well, why do I want my peers to lead me? Are we in competition? No, not at all. That's complete polar opposite of that. Peer leadership, if you can get your peers to follow you, they're doing it because they want to. Because you've influenced them in some way. Because they don't have to. The highest level, though, above that is from that point, that self-leadership, all the way up to north. And that's leading up, or influencing the influencer. Someone who can make the change that maybe you can't make, but they don't have to be led by you or influenced by you, but they are based upon what you've accomplished, what you've proven as a positive influencer and as a positive leader. That's the highest form of leadership, is being able to influence up. Again, I didn't say anything about position. And my aha moments is when I worked for multiple companies and failed at that, until I had to do some self-study. And once I did that, it began to work. It's amazing when we're taught something, we actually use it, it works. Yeah. And it worked. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do that for other people. Me, oh, I'm good. I'm great. I don't need all that. And that's where we go wrong. Because we can't diverge around self-leadership.